out from our Airbnb at Barcelona and heading to the port, and we are so excited.
Yeah, so headed out. We're just gonna Uber down, and then yeah, hopefully it's a smooth process getting in, but we're excited.
Yeah, we'll take some video and let you know.
All right, so we headed out. We were staying at an Airbnb that was close to Familia Sagrada. We actually used the Uber app and we got on there, and it turned out that the taxi was cheaper on the Uber app. So we ended up calling a taxi and headed over to the port. It was just about 20-minute drive over there. And as you can see, we started pulling up and saw the Disney Dream.
So we weren't sure how it was going to work out when we got there, but the taxi stand was right next to the ship, and that's pretty much where they were there to take your bags. So, I mean, it was pretty effortless to unload, and then we turned around and dropped our bags off with the Disney personnel, take it to the ship, and just got in line for our call.
So we arrived about 30 minutes prior, and about 15 minutes after that, maybe even less, they called our group number. So we headed in. We couldn't get video within security. They don't let you, but it was a really fast process. We got through in about 15 minutes and headed over to check in for the cruise. All right, so we got to the check-in area and it was pretty dead. As you can see, there wasn't a line. So we went ahead and checked in. You need your passports and your magic bands. And now we're super excited to board the ship.
All right, once we checked in, we were group 8. So we waited about 45 minutes before they called our number, and then we could board the ship. This was us walking on and super excited.
This is one of our favorite things about the Disney cruise. You really feel like you're special even when you're boarding and they call out your name. It's an amazing experience.
And then we headed to the top deck. It was a little too cold to get in the aqueduct, but it's a great time to do it if you get the chance. And we definitely started the ice cream count.
All right, so we boarded. We had to wait for about, I think, 45 minutes or so to actually get our boarding group to be called. As soon as we got on, we went downstairs to see if we could adjust our reservation for Remy. Right now, it's the first day, so it's tonight. We were looking to do it tomorrow night, but they didn't have any available, so we're just sticking with tonight. And then we tried to also go up to guest services and see if we could add some drink tastings, but there was nothing available. So came up here to Cabanas, had some food. The food is pretty good for it being a buffet.
Yeah, so this is what I got. It looks pretty good. Some shrimp, salmon, and lamb chop. So
yeah, so it's still buffet food, but they also have some of the quick service areas open. Our son got some pizza. There's some sandwiches over there, so plenty of options. It is what most people do, so we decided to get a seat out here and gonna hang out.
as we were hanging out, we got our notification that our room was ready, so we were able to drop some of our backpacks off and stuff, check out the room. And then we headed to our muster drill. This is a mandatory thing, so you definitely want to make sure you're there. Ours took a little longer than expected because some people were actually late. And then we headed straight to the sail away party, which is right after the muster party. So it gets crowded pretty quick, depends on what floor you're on and where your muster is. But we had a great time and ready to set sail.
So we are staying in the veranda room, the family deluxe veranda room. When you walk in, you have some space to hang things, not a lot of space, but there is a little bit in here. So you have 1, 2, and then you have a third one over here that has an additional long hanging space for long dresses. The restrooms, so they're actually kind of nice. You get a split bathroom, you get a toilet and sink in this one. Then if you come over here, you have your shower and sink in here, and because it's the family, we have actually a round shower area in this one. All right, and then over here you've got one large bed, and then you also have, so this is a fold-out bed, and then another bed that actually comes down, so it's almost like a bunk bed situation. There's a ladder in there, and they will do this all for you. You come home in the evening, and you'll notice it all done. Also, because it's the family veranda, we have an additional bed right here, so there's a little bit of extra space here. And then my favorite part is the veranda itself. So as you can see, you got a couple chairs, some space to sit, have a coffee, have a drink, and gotta use the muscles. It's quite a nice view of Barcelona ocean out there, and yeah.
After that, we hit up our first trivia of the cruise, one of many, and then we headed down to our rooms and started getting ready for our dinner at Remy.
All right, so we're headed to Remy, first night of the cruise.
Yep, we just did the sail away party, came back and got ready, and we're so excited. We haven't done Remy before, so
Yeah.
this should be good. Can't wait to show you.
We'll try to show as much as we can, be respectful of other people there, but yeah, we'll definitely get the food, the menu, and kind of the atmosphere, and then we'll kind of do an after one and see how it goes. So,
All right.
all right. So Remy's on deck 12. This is the painting as you walk up the stairs, which is pretty cool. So Remy is the adult-only restaurant with fine French dining, similar to Victoria and Albert's at Disney World.
From the movie, Disney and Pixar never play alcohol with kids. This is the true exception. The Chateau Latour in 1961, when the chef tried to make it sleep, he has a rat in a house. And the Cheval Blanc, this is in 1947, and that was enjoyed by the inspector, Igor, together with the friend.
As you walk in, they point out some of the really fun little Remy touches throughout the restaurant. You can see there's a little crystal Remy up at the top up there, and then Remy's on the back of the chairs.
So we had some great seats and a table along the window. We had the 6 o'clock seating. We were there till about 9 o'clock. We did miss the show that night, which was the Golden Mickeys, but it's really hard to pass up Remy when you got the reservation.
All right, so first thing first, as soon as you're seated at your table, you'll be served your welcome drinks. This drink is called the Colette, which is a champagne cocktail, and it is a great way to kick off the meal.
So right after we got our delightful drinks, we got our first bonus course, the amuse-bouche. So it's savory bites meant to whet our appetite and trigger our curiosity for what comes next. There are 2 prefix menus that you can select from for your dinner. The first one is the American one, curated by Chef Scott Honnell of Victoria and Albert's, and the French one by Chef Arnaud Lallemant, who has 3 Michelin stars to his name.
Just be aware that when you order the 5-course prefix menu, you'll already be getting 1 welcome drink, your 5 courses, plus 2 surprise pre-courses, bread, and additional desserts. You will be full. We chose to get 1 of each. I got the French menu with the champagne pairing, and Mike got the American menu with the wine pairing. The second amuse-bouche was a foie gras mousse with salted caramel. For this one, they said to scoop to the bottom to get all the layers. There are actually hazelnuts at the bottom. It's a fun texture, and I will say it's better than it looks or it sounds. The first dish on the French menu is a dish of tomato multiple ways. This was absolutely one of my favorite dishes. Every piece of this was absolutely amazing. It was very unique. And there was this dip that we dipped into this sauce, and it was incredible.
The first course on the American menu was the king salmon. It was nice and fresh, had a good mix of flavors, but the French menu definitely won on this round, and luckily Amanda shared. Now let's talk about the bread and butter. Wow. All right, it's hard not to fill up on the bread and butter. There are 3 salted butters. It's pepper, plain, and seaweed, and a side of the crunchy sea salt flakes. This was phenomenal.
next dish on the French menu was the langoustine. And as you will see from my face, this was incredible. The langoustine was perfectly cooked, and the sauce, oh, that sauce, I am absolutely certain I won this round.
The second dish on the American menu was the toothfish, also known as the Patagonian toothfish, which we found out you can only find it in the sub-Antarctic seas. It's about 4,000 kilometers from the mainland of Australia, off the coast, one of the most remote islands in the world. And holy moly, was this some beautiful fish. The fish is sort of like equivalent to Wagyu beef. So this one was really good. However, it was the wine pairing that put this dish over the top. This was definitely the best pairing of the night, and I think I definitely won this round. For my next dish, I had the lamb. As you can see, it was perfectly cooked, tender, and delicious.
And for the next one, we dove right into eating before we managed to take a picture. But this was the pollock. It was good, not my favorite, but a very solid dish.
Next up was the American Wagyu. This was definitely the highlight of the meal. It was a melt-in-your-mouth steak with a delicious side of crispy rice with fried onions. This was definitely worth going to Remy for this dish. Our friend also got the add-on, which was the Japanese Wagyu, and this one was next level. It's a pricey add-on, but well worth the cost, and we could have eaten this with a spoon.
Next up for me was the chicken. It was very good chicken, but as you can see by my reaction, it was still just chicken. One of the most unexpected highlights of the meal was the cheese course. The selection was phenomenal. She actually asked about our preferences and if there was anything we didn't like. There wasn't, so she gave us a little bit of everything, and despite having no room left, we ate all of it. There is a specific order they recommend for eating the cheeses, from hard to double cream to triple cream, then finishing with the blue cheese, and we were given dried fruits to cleanse our palate between each family, and some raw honey to pair with the cheeses. It was some of the best cheese we've ever had.
Just a beautiful egg. We have very delicious chocolate cake that says Felicitations, which means congratulations.
Thank you.
And thank you for celebrating with us. Thank you.
We were celebrating, and we got our special cake presented in an egg. The cake was really good. And then my menu dessert was the chocolate hazelnut dessert. It was also really good, but not my favorite of all the desserts.
We had a nut allergy in the group, so she actually got a special little chocolate egg and a lemon dessert to replace the strawberry dessert on the French menu, and both were delicious. So as I said, the French menu dessert was a strawberry dessert with strawberry sorbet. This was fresh and light and exactly what I needed after a big meal.
And then the final dessert, these were our bonus desserts, which included a boozy chocolate dessert and homemade fancy fruit roll-ups. The fruit roll-ups were definitely my favorite, and they were delicious. All right, so we just did Remy. It was awesome.
It was amazing. That was absolutely spectacular.
Overall, this meal was definitely worth it. The service is next level, even for Disney. The view and ambiance is spectacular.
So it's a pricey upcharge, but if you are a foodie, it is worth the cost, and I definitely recommend you opt for the wine or champagne pairing. It does take it to the next level. All right, so that wraps up day one of our cruise, and we are going to now head to bed and get ready for our day at sea tomorrow.
See you soon.